How often do you hear, "Bayot ka? Pangbabae raman ng pink. Dili pwede mohilak ang mga lalaki. Ikaw man dapat mohimo ana, lalaki man ka. Kalalaking tao, di ka mo basketball? Klaro kay nga bayot man, babae tanan ng uban. Arte. Murag di lalaki ay. Kay lalaki man ka, dapat isog ka. Isog ka."
So toxic masculinity for me is the culture that is usually imposed to, or is always imposed on the male denomination, or like the main population of the society. It is the idea or the perception of how men should act. It is usually rooted on the gender scripts that we create as we continue to engage with each other. It is the idea that men should act in certain ways because they're men.
Men aren't usually allowed to express what they feel, so they have so much bottled up, pent up emotions that is very harmful for their mental health. That's why in most cases men actually have a higher risk to get depression.
They have this sense of social hierarchy in genders in the society. Like that's why they tend to abuse women, they tend to silence women, they tend to objectify women, they tend to limit women to the gender scripts.
Because when we say patriarchy, we usually the common thinking of it is that women are supposed to be below men. The men are supposed to be the more dominant sector lugar of society. They're the ones who call the shots, who actually take leads, sila ang make of decisions lugar for what's going to happen sa society. And because of this, you can see that there are forms of prejudice and discrimination coming out of it for the other sector, which is the women.
Hi, I'm Wayne Josephine Escol. I teach at the Sociology Anthropology Department. I'm teaching TCW, the Contemporary World. I also teach some sociology courses like Introduction to Sociology, Gender and Development, Environmental Sociology, the like. So it's the perceived masculinity that actually exudes violence, aggression, stereotypical, patriarchal behaviors. Toxic masculinity puts the male in a very difficult situation. No? Of course, they have to fit into the expectations of society. Like they have to be strong, they have to take the lead, they have to be aggressive, they have to be dominant, they have to perform, they have to be responsible, they cannot cry, they cannot be emotional, they could not be too giving or too gentle, because it's not simply masculine. So if you're someone who is not strong, not dominant, not too responsible, they would say you're not man enough. So you see the pressure on all the males to live up to these expectations. It's with language that we have labels, no? We have words. So these words, remember, words have power. When you label people, when you label things, when you label behaviors, they would become part of the culture, no, in time. So language is very powerful. It either it would transmit, no, behavior expectations from the older generation to the younger ones. Of course, it's up to the younger ones if they will accept such or not. It's patriarchy that made toxic masculinity possible. No? It has been the practice of male dominance for a long time in Judeo-Christian tradition. It's, in all the three major religions actually, Islam, Judaism, Christianity, that's basically patriarchal. So it's like we live through the generations thinking that it's the right thing, it's the normal thing. Men should be like this, no? They have to be strong, they have to be domineering. And if women do not bow to these patriarchal behaviors, then the women get into trouble. So it actually allows the men, permits the men to be violent, aggressive, no? To even go to the extent of becoming criminal, like killing the other because they have to be this. No? It actually affects the mentality, no? The mindset. It affects the language, how they talk, how they present themselves in public, that they have to be tough, they have to stand tall, no? They have to be sure. So they cannot be otherwise. Females will always be seen as secondary, subservient to the males, no? So that females cannot be as strong, as dominant, as sure as the males. They have to toe the line. No, that's the traditional, that's the stereotypical thinking. So females cannot be self-assured, cannot be confident, they can't take the lead because that's not feminine. That's very masculine. And that actually threatens the males. It starts with socialization in the family, how you bring up your children, what behaviors you reward and what behaviors you punish. Okay? So it's really up to the parents. And of course, for friends, if you consider being positive, being more equal-minded, no, that could encourage the others to be such. But it would take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of effort. You just cannot say, okay, I declare that it's going to stop. No, it will not stop. It's ingrained in culture. Huh? So it takes a long time. It takes a lot of educating for the males to consciously choose to be, less toxic, if not really not toxic at all. You're supposed to be movers, agents of change. So you need to start this now with yourselves, with your lives. Then hopefully make a difference in the spheres that you will belong to in the future.